we've had so far. It's actually a really important topic, and I'm very, very excited about the person who's going to be teaching this topic. But first, we're in the space of Erebraenur. Many, many, many thanks to Erebraenur for the generous snacks and the great space. But Hanan in the background, we really, really appreciate it, and we're going to ask you for the space again. And we'll be back here in 1 week.
Before or after you ask?
Right. Hopefully after. So today's session, as I said, we're really lucky to have Humaira Wakili teaching. She's currently the country director of Tomorrow's Youth Organization in Nablus. She's been living in Palestine for 4 years. Tomorrow's Youth Organization has more than 10,000 beneficiaries. So she's totally an expert at what she does. And most importantly, she's an expert when it comes to leadership and building teams. She has a team of more than 10 people working for her right now, and she's worked with over 200 volunteers who've worked for her. And leadership in her kind of role and team building in her kind of role is a really challenging thing, I can tell you firsthand. And she's doing it very well, working for a well-known and respected organization. So we are very lucky to have her. She, like all of the other instructors for Start Me Up, is volunteering her time and the prep work that she put into this, so we're very grateful to her. Thank you so much, Humaira. The floor is all yours.
Thank you, Taylor. So, I'm not going to be able to start until someone sits in the front 2 chairs, because that's very awkward. Okay. Let's take these. Who's the leader in this group? We know Salahuddin is the first leader. Okay, good. So,
should I go back?
You should not ask, you should do what you want. So, are you comfortable or would you like to sit there?
Yeah.
Interesting choice. We'll talk about that. Okay, so let's move this out of the way. Just so it's not awkward. Maybe I'll sit. Good? Okay. So, as Taylor very graciously said, my name is Humaira. If you're wondering why I have such an awkward name that sounds like a bad word in Arabic, it's actually because it's from Afghanistan, which is where I was born. I moved to the States when I was 1 year old. So it still says born in Afghanistan on my passport, which they enjoy at Ben Gurion very much. And I've been living here in Palestine in the city of Nablus for 4 years. I know, it's intense. But before we start any of this, I would really like to get to know you guys. So if we can just go around very briefly, I would like for you to tell me your name, obviously. I can read it on some of you. Your name, where you're from, what you're doing. If you're a student, if you are an entrepreneur, or if you are both. And then also, I'd like for you to share one very interesting thing about yourself with the group. So unfortunately, some of you over there are going to have time to think, but Omar, we're going to start with you. Yes.
Okay.
Who are you?
I am Omar. I was an entrepreneur for a while. Stopped. I teach at the university. I like torturing small animals and children. Not children there. And one interesting thing,
Yeah.
aside from the torturing of small animals and children.
I thought that was the interesting thing, but no, if you have something else. let us
Sure.
know.
I have a thing for samurai movies. Yeah.
Okay. Great. You were an entrepreneur. Did you ever stop being an entrepreneur? We'll get to that.
I was a successful entrepreneur.
First of all, it's my first time. Oh, welcome. Mine too. Go ahead.
My name is Katie.
You know, my friend Nicola in the back has a hearing problem, so you're going to have to speak up a little bit so everyone can hear you.
My name is Katie Hatta. I work with Hanin at Deloitte, auditing and consulting. I major in accounting and minor in marketing. I came here to see the work session and know more about entrepreneurship.
Okay. And what's something interesting about yourself you can share with us?
Don't worry, nobody's gonna come and say anything bad about it.
We're just filming.
Yeah.
Just trying to figure out.
Nothing well,
Well, everything was.
Oh, it's just so much. You can't pick. She can't pick one. Okay. We'll come back to you. You can think about it.
Okay, I'm Salahuddin Ghanem. I'm from Benin. I work on my first mobile gaming studio. I've been at it about a year. And I think one of the interesting things about me is that I like to learn about things more than staying at the same thing. So if I'm working on something, I like to have a good portion of it learning. So
Okay.
it's not a new experience for me, it's just going to be boring.
So you just constantly need
That change, yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
to look to your wife. Okay.
Or what?
Hi, my name is Kuniyat. I work in an audit firm. I'm from Elvira. Something interesting about me is I like to eat French fries and drink milk at the same time.
That's just very interesting. She likes to eat French fries and drink milk. No judgment. Judgment-free zone.
Such a judgmental person.
I mean, you're torturing children and animals.
Small island.
Do you expect? Nice to meet you. Honey.
I'm Laura from Jenin.
The north.
Yeah.
It's risen.
Working at Leaders Organization.
Oh, are you cheating on leaders by being here?
No,
Okay.
actually, I was just my leaders.
Oh, okay. Okay.
One interesting thing for me that I love drawing, but no one knows this. No one. Now
Some- yeah, like about 15 people do.
just the one who enters my room, and actually, just my sister.
Okay.
Gets into my room.
I'll let your parents know. They'll be happy to know she's the only one. Okay. Well, good. Well, maybe you can, break and you can draw something.
Maybe, but I think it's something personal.
Okay. Well, good.
My name is Mahmoud Abouz. I'm from Ezariya. I'm working in ERP consultancy, senior ERP consultant. I started my entrepreneur company this month actually. Allah Yabarak called eBay Business Solutions, focusing on e-commerce and healthcare sector.
E-commerce and
E-commerce
healthcare.
and healthcare sector, exactly.
Okay.
E-commerce mainly in business to business.
Okay.
I'm married and I have the child. Monkey one.
You have a child. Keep
Yeah.
him away from home. Go ahead.
My name is Ahmad Damian.
Ahmed Bamian? Like Bamian? Okay. You remember? Interesting.
I'm a business student.
Okay. At Brazil?
Yeah.
Okay.
And one interesting thing about me is I make the best pancakes in the world.
You make the best pancakes in the world. I think you guys should take this challenge for the next meeting. Do a little taste test. Okay. Nice to meet you.
My name is Essa. I'm a senior student at Brazil and I work with the European Union Coordinating Office for Palestinian Police Support. One interesting thing about me, I like to read biography about successful rich people.
Successful people.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
My name is Yusuf. I'm a software developer. I'm from Tehran. I enjoy reading and watching YouTube lectures.
That can't be your interesting fact. Give us something more interesting than watching YouTube.
That's interesting.
That's
because,
interesting?
Yeah, because
Okay.
I must learn something new every day. And
Okay.
from YouTube, I do that.
Okay. Fair enough.
I'm Salma, working at the Cairo Oman Bank, marketing
department. One interesting thing, I like Palestinian embroidery.
Okay. Great. Can you do it?
Yes.
Okay. That might be your business.
Dima Abu Maria. I'm from Ifran. I work at Work Factory, and I don't have anything in mind. Nothing interesting about me right now. Sorry.
And my name is Summer Youssef. I was born actually in Germany. I'm half Palestinian, half German. I work at Leaders Organization under Digital Entrepreneurship Program. And an interesting thing about me, I'm a good dancer.
You're a good dancer. Okay. They might make you prove it later. Okay.
I'm Rami from Jerusalem. I'm currently working with some former classmates from college on a web startup.
Okay.
And something interesting, probably I could really screw things up under the spotlight.
You can really screw things up under a spotlight? Okay. Well, you might get your chance later when we do a group activity.
My name is Hassan Mohammed.
Sorry, what was your name?
Hassan.
Hassan. Okay.
Hassan. I'm a junior at San Diego State University.
That's where I graduated. Why are you here?
Same reason as yours. I'm trying to do start my launch my startup. So
Nice.
that's why I'm here.
Okay.
I'm holding a few internships around town. I'm interested about using interest and attention that I'm trying.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll do my best to keep your attention.
Hello, my name is I'm a trainee lawyer at the moment. I graduated from the UK. One interesting fact about me, I can't find it right now.
You don't have anything interesting?
I'm not interesting. I'm not. That's it.
All right. Well, it's good for the ladies to know in the room. Hello. So we're just having you introduce yourself and tell us something interesting about you. So tell us first where you're from and what you do.
First of all, I want to apologize for being late. And I am Scholar Islam. I'm an accounting student at Publicity Zoom. Something interesting about me. I just woke up.
That's a good one. All right. Do we need to introduce anyone in the back, or are you guys? No, everyone knows you.
Peanut gallery.
Okay, the cool kids here. So just to go back, my name is Hamira. I'm the director of Tomorrow's Youth Organization, which is an American NGO that's based in Nablus. Although we are American, we actually, our operations are fully here on the ground, so we consider ourselves quite a local organization, in fact. I came here 4 years ago as the organization had just started, so I definitely know what it's like to have a startup or to have a baby or to have something that you're just sort of growing. Our main focus is early childhood education, youth development. We also do what we call a family-based approach, so we really work with families in terms of starting from the youngest child all the way working with mothers on everything from mental health and, again, education. But another project we do is entrepreneurship. So with the Paltel Group Foundation and the Cherie Blair Foundation for Women, I've been overseeing for the past 4 years entrepreneurship programs in the North that are geared towards women primarily. So my presentation isn't connected anymore.
Maybe move the mouse.
Maybe just, see, what I'm not is I'm not a tech person.
We have to.
Here I am.
Okay.
Magic.
So, today's discussion is really just that. It's a discussion. I'm not here to impart any really deep wisdom that's going to change your life. What I'm here to do is to help you understand yourself a little bit better, because when we talk about leadership especially, and we're going to be talking about leading, building, and managing teams, but primarily when we talk about leadership, that's something that starts with yourself. So just by a show of hands, how many of you completed the homework exercise before you came here to take the personality test? Almost everyone? Okay. We'll discuss it a little bit later, but any initial thoughts about the test? Did it make you think about anything about yourself?
I had a course, I thought I came up with it. I found it with the best results.
Okay.
I was amazed by that.
Okay, cool, great. Anyone else that took the test found anything interesting about themselves? Did you have to think about any of your questions? Or were you able to answer them quickly? Did you really take the test?
For me,
Yeah.
not all of them. Not all of them I could answer them quickly.
You didn't feel like you could answer them all quickly. You had to think a little bit about
Yeah.
some of the questions. Okay, we're gonna go over your results. Hopefully some of you, I hope you brought them, or at least maybe you have them in your head. So, you know, essentially, we're gonna be talking today about leadership, but I'm just gonna put this statement out there and I want you guys to think about it a little bit. What is leadership? What is your philosophy of leadership? It really varies from person to person. So, the first thing I'm gonna have you guys do is get up, leave your stuff where it is, and you're gonna walk out into this hall. There are 8 quotes hanging around this little hallway passage. I want you to read each of the 8 quotes, and I want you to write down the quote that you most identify with. So there may be a few quotes that you really like, but I want you to pick just one that would describe your leadership philosophy. So, go and come back in 5 minutes. Yes.
Okay, I chose before you are a leader, success is all about growing yourself. When you become a leader, success is all about growing others.
Okay, so why did that speak to you?
Because there's no leader, because you have to become successful before becoming a leader. And as when you are a leader, then you have to lead people for success.
So who would agree with that statement that you have to be successful before you can be a leader? Do you guys think that that's, you're shaking your head, you don't agree?
No, I don't agree.
Why?
I think what I picked maybe will answer that. I think leadership is unlocking people's potential to become better. I believe in that everybody could be a good leader if they work on themselves. So I believe in everybody. I don't know.
Okay,
That's
so
why
now,
not everybody a leader.
so she's saying, sorry, I forgot your name, Summer. So Summer's saying everybody can be a leader. They just need to have their potential unlocked. Does everyone agree with that? Everyone can be a leader? No? What do you think? What's your quote?
Before you are a successful leader, before you are a leader, success is all about growing yourself. When you become a leader, success is about growing the people around you.
Okay, so this is the same. Who else picked that quote? Let's see your hands. Yeah, just one other person? Okay. So, do you believe though that everyone can be a leader?
No.
No.
Not everyone has the same vision, first of all. Not everyone is visionary. Second of all, not everyone is capable of identifying how much good the people around him or what are their skills.
Can you learn? If you go to a leadership training, can you learn to be a leader?
You may learn the concepts and stuff like that, but leadership needs a lot of
Potential inside you.
Passion, not just charisma. No, you need something from you. You need intuitive or something like that. You need to have a hunger.
Okay. Okay. Henny, what did you pick?
I picked leadership is the art of getting someone else to do something you want done because he wants to do it.
Okay, so what did you feel about that quote that you picked it?
Because a leader can't manipulate others to do stuff that he wants to get done, and they'll have the sense that they're doing what they want to do, and this way, it's a win-win situation. He's getting what he wants done, and they think that they're doing what they want to do.
You should run for government office. You'd be very good.
I've been told to.
I'll vote for you. Yusuf, what did you pick?
I picked the first one.
Which one?
Leader can be made, not grow.
A leader. Great leaders are.
Not great, a leader. I haven't.
Great leaders are born.
No, not this.
No.
The opposite from this.
This one, the one to think that
Yeah.
leaders are born. That's
Leaders
nonsense.
are made other than born.
Leaders are made rather than born.
Yeah.
You believe that?
Yeah.
Why?
Let's start. I agree that that great leaders are mainly the natural born leaders. We can see that 3% of the society are really natural born leaders. And another 3%.
So there's natural born leaders and there are people who can kind of work on it.
Yeah,
Is that-
and there are people that whatever you do, they can't be a leader.
Right.
And there are also the same percentage,
Okay.
3%. But the others are in the middle. If they gain skills and be good trained, they can be leaders.
Okay, good, thank you. Anyone else who wants to share? Why don't you share? Yes, you.
I believe leader is the art of getting someone else to do something you want to because he wants to do it.
Okay.
What?
So you agree with Hani? You guys are on the same philosophy wavelength.
Yeah.
What?
I didn't hear what you said.
Well, what? So part of being a good leader isn't being an active listener. I'll do another training about active listening if you want. So why did that quote speak to you?
Because when you have large number of tasks, for instance, you need your team to do it in a perfect way. My philosophy is make him done, okay, and train
Okay.
by themselves,
Okay.
by thinking by themselves.
Okay. Okay.
Can I?
Yes, please, Laura.
A great leader attracts great people and know how to hold them together. This is because I think that a great leader who has a vision that attracts others to believe in his vision and follow him, and not any others, the other leaders, because when you are a leader, you are creating another leaders, and you're finding potential in people that could be leaders.
Okay. Do you guys agree with her? Yeah? Does that mean you agree? Yeah? Okay. One more time. San Diego State, do you want to?
Leadership is the art of getting someone else to do something you want done because that person wants to do it.
I feel like this would speak to us, Middle Eastern people. This is like our philosophy. I'm with you guys.
I'd like to share mine. I agree with half of the sentence that the full sentence says.
I'm sorry, I'm so old. You have to speak up.
The full sentence says leaders think and talk about the solution and followers think and talk about the problem. Well, I agree with the first half of the sentence, but unfortunately the second half is what actually happens.
Right. But you agree with it though?
Not necessarily, not
No.
fully.
Why?
Because not all followers think and talk about the problem.
Why? What do some of them do?
Some of them just look up to the leaders. So they're looking forward to be leaders. Maybe the leader is ahead of them.
Right.
And followers are looking upward.
There's another quote that goes with that says, if you're not part of the solution, then you're part of the problem. Right? So taking that one step further. So if you're not thinking about the problems, but you're not coming up with the solutions, so where are you? Right? If you're waiting for someone else.
That's why they might be looking for the solution as well.
Yeah, okay. Good, okay, great. Well, thank you guys for taking that little activity, and I hope it starts making you think about what is your leadership philosophy. I know that a lot of you are here today because you're interested in potentially or are successful entrepreneurs, or hopefully will be. And, I'm not here to talk to you about entrepreneurship today. I'm sure you'll have enough people, or you've had enough people to talk to you about that. But I'm really here to talk to you about what happens the day after. So you start your business, but now you need a team. You're not looking to be self-employed. You're looking to be entrepreneurs, which means that you need to get people to work for you. You need to get people to get behind your vision. And you need to get people to be part of the, solutions, results-oriented process. That is, whether it's an NGO or a business, we all need to have people that are willing to buy into that. So, my question, let's narrow it down from the 8 quotes, and let's focus on these 2 specific ones. So by a show of hands, who believes that great leaders are born, not made? 1, 2, 3.
Can we have both?
No, this is a either or. No, there's no right answer. There's no wrong answer. I just want you to think about what you believe, because this is going to help you when you develop your team. What you believe. So do you believe that great leaders are born or not made? Now let me see. Who believes that leaders are made rather than born?
I started to believe in the first one.
Okay. There's no right or wrong answer. Everyone's philosophy is the way they think. I will tell you that honestly, can you guess which one I believe? What do you guys think? This one?
Surprise me.
You think I believe in this one? I actually don't. I believe this. And I'll tell you, it's from my own experience that I believe this. And you know, it might change one day because your philosophy is an evolution, right? It's always an evolution. You change, you grow, you think about things differently. September 24th, 2014, I believe in this. Why? Just my own personal experience. I've had a lot of experience in managing people, and it's always astonishing to me that no matter how much you invest in some people and you give leadership trainings, personality is personality. And there's a saying in mental health and the psychological world, you can't change personality, you can only change behaviors.
But personality is being made when you are a baby until you are you.
Right, your personality can develop in different ways as you grow and mature, but if your personality is never that to be a leader, you'll never be a leader no matter how many trainings I give you or anyone gives you. But again, this is my personal philosophy. It's not something that I think you should believe. But for me, the reason why I've come to this conclusion is based on my own empirical evidence just through all my time in working. There are some people that are just natural born leaders. They take front stage, they're assertive, they make decisions, they're about solutions, and they have no problem. There are other people who are not bad, by the way. Just because you're not a leader, you know, I always say, I give the example of it's like a kitchen, a restaurant, there's a chef. But if everyone else in the restaurant doesn't help the chef, I'm not getting my food. So there's a waiter, there's a person that runs the food back and forth, there's someone that cleans the place. There's a lot of different people in a restaurant. But the chef is the leader, right? Or we hope in a successful restaurant, the chef would be the leader. Yeah?
Aren't there a lot of very successful people who weren't outgoing and weren't leaders and they're younger?
Yes, and we're going to get to that. That's a great point. And we're going to work on the next activity, which you have segued us in a moment, which is just because you're a leader doesn't mean you can't be the head of a company. It doesn't mean that you can't be the head of an NGO. What it means, and we're going to do it through an activity, is to know what is a leader, what is a manager, and if you're smart, you will know yourself and you'll make sure you hire someone who can complement you. So if you know that you're a very good manager, but maybe you don't have leadership, then that's what you need to find in someone else. And vice versa. If you've got leadership, you've got a business, you have the idea, which is what most entrepreneurs obviously fall a little bit more into the category of leadership. They have vision. They can see ahead. But most of them fail because they don't know how to organize a team. They don't know how to run employees. They don't know how to have a staff. They don't know how to get people involved and excited. So this is why a lot of businesses fail. So it's not about being a leader doesn't mean that you can't do it all. In fact, as a leader, you probably have more potential, but you have to know what your weaknesses are and your strengths and then find people that can fill in those gaps. I can tell you from my own experience again, I'm a little bit short of patience sometimes. So I have developed in my own, you know, especially in Palestine, I don't know why, it's just brought it out in me. But you know, I've learned over the years how I can use other people on my staff to help me deal with other people on my staff. You know, sometimes when you talk to one person, your reaction is so different than when you talk to someone else. So that's okay, I don't mind. Everything doesn't have to come from the boss. You know, if you hear this from your colleague and it makes sense to you better, great. At the end of the day, we just need to get our results. So we're gonna go more into that in just a second, but I just wanted to get your brains a little going. So you guys, some of you took this personality test. And part of why I wanted you guys to do this was just, again, we're not gonna go over it too much in detail because I just don't think we have the time. But this Myers-Briggs personality test was created really, and I think it's a great test to take. You know, again, it's not something that you need to take and think that this is your box, but I think it's interesting the questions that they ask. And I don't know how many of you remember your results. Does anyone have their results and would like to share them? So we have people that are analysts, diplomats, sentinels, and explorers. And within each of those, there's different types of characteristics. So Laura, was there anything interesting you found about yourself?
ENTJ, can you please?
This one?
No, ENTG. In the first category.
Oh, here we go. Sorry.
Yeah.
Right here. Bold, imaginative, strong-willed leaders always finding a way or making one. She's like, obviously. Okay. Do you feel like that's a good description about yourself?
It's about one, always finding a way or making one. This was the most interesting thing, and I see it is really matches.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm always finding a way or making one. There should be a way.
Good.
This is what I believe.
Good. Okay. Henny, did you want to share? Do you remember what you had?
ENTP.
Oh, it's like a little bit. Here we go. Smart and curious thinkers who cannot resist an intellectual challenge. Who knows her? Are you friends with her? Do you know her? Does that describe her well? Yeah? Okay. Okay, good. Anyone else? Do you guys remember? Now you're all going to go back and take the test. Those of you that didn't see.
ESTG.
Which one? ESF? Say it again.
ESTG. The one up.
There we go. This one? Excellent administrators, unsurpassed at managing things or people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you? Okay. Anyone else want to share what they were? Yeah?
Same like Laura.
You were the same as Laura?
Yeah, ENTG.
Okay.
بس ما سمعتش عمر.
سبحان الله.
لا معي document evidence.
Do you feel like that was a good description of yourself?
Part of my job is analyst.
Uh-huh.
And I think analyst too. So I'm fit in analysis field.
ENTP?
ENTG.
This one.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else want to share what they are? No? Okay. Well, yeah.
It's INFP.
INFP. Oh. That's unfortunate. Do you remember what it says?
No.
Okay, well guess what?
It's assertive variant.
Assertive?
Variant.
Okay. Well, it's less important what it said. Do you feel like it speaks to you?
Mostly, yeah.
Mostly, yeah? Okay. So the reason why I did this activity, again, there's no right or wrong answers, and every time you take it, I bet you'll find a little bit of a different answer because you'll answer it depending on your mood. You might change the answers to questions, but the most important thing I can tell you about leadership or managing teams is the following. You need to know yourself first and foremost. You need to know yourself. You need to know what kind of person you are, what you're comfortable with, what you're not comfortable with. For example, are you confrontational? Are you non-confrontational? Are you kind of like that entrepreneur that's like really a genius, but like it's so messy and chaotic and people can't work with you? Yeah, him? Okay. So, you need to like really know who you are and know yourself, and that's what I hope these exercises will help you start thinking about, because I think that's really the key that will unlock the future for you and your potential staff. God bless them. So, when we talk about thinking about building a team, who would like to read this for us, for those in the back? Henny, why don't you read that?
You don't build a business, you build people, and then people build a business.
What do you guys think about that?
You have to get married. You have to get married to build a business.
Well, we're not talking about money. You're such an entrepreneur, always looking for money. You don't build a business.
Married. He said
Married.
married. Because building people, process.
Oh, I thought you were saying you need money.
No, he's talking about manufacturing.
Got it. You don't build a business. You build people, and then people build your business. What do we think?
Because you need people to execute the plan that you have.
Okay. Do you guys agree with this quote?
No.
Actually.
Yeah? Who was saying no? You said no?
Me.
Okay.
You can outsource all the service. You don't need people.
You don't need people?
You
Who's
just
gonna-
also the
Who's
same.
gonna talk to your clients?
Me.
You? Just you? What do you got? Like 10 clients? Is that that's your goal? What if you have 3,000 clients?
At the first stage.
Any stage.
Ah, no stage. No.
Any
I have people. I should have people.
You should. Yeah. Anyone else? Thoughts about the quote?
Actually, you may need to build people before even having to work in a specific plan.
Okay.
Because as the people develop around you, you might have new targets and new places to go.
Okay. So this is really important. I want you guys to think about this. The reason why I really want to emphasize this again to this point to you is because as entrepreneurs, a lot of people tend to be in their own minds and like in their own head and like in their own like tech world of like the fabulous data coding that you're doing and all this like amazing stuff I'll never understand. But how are you going to get people to work for you? You're excited about your business. You want to make money. Why do I want to work for you? Why do I want to help you make money? Right? So you need to build people before you can build your business, and then they will build it for you and with you, more importantly. So we're going to do a really quick activity, and I want you guys to think a little bit about what is the difference between a leader and a manager. Okay, so we're segueing a little bit now into talking about what it means to be a manager. So many times you'll hear people talk about management and leadership, and they often interchange these terms. They're very different. They have very different roles, and the sooner you figure out which one you are, the better for your business. So what I'd like you guys to do is this is what I do with my kids at my center. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 2.
2, 1.
1, 2, 1.
So cool, can't speak. 1. Okay. So all of the ones, I'd like you guys to go with Taylor. He's going to show you to your board. I've got 34 characteristics, traits. I want you to pick which one is a leader and which one is a manager. And you can't say both, and you can. There are specific ones for each. So I want you guys to pick which characteristics do you think are for leaders and which ones do you think are for managers. Okay? So group 1 is going to go with Taylor.